Let's start with the Q&A session on Aristotle's Poetics. I'm getting good messages from you guys. Thank you for all the support. Hope you have watched my 2 classes on Aristotle's Poetics. So based on Poetics, I have decided to conduct a question and answer session. So I'll wait for some time so that others can join. Okay, I'll start with the first question. What are the 6 constituent elements of tragedy, according to Aristotle? Aristotle writes in his Poetics, every tragedy therefore must have 6 parts, which parts determine its quality, namely plot, character, diction, thought, spectacle, song. These are the 6 constituent elements of tragedy. We can see this on chapter 6 of Aristotle's Poetics, which is translated by S. H. Butcher. So keep it in mind, the 6 constituents: plot, character, diction, thought, spectacle, song. What is Aristotle's definition of tragedy? What is Aristotle defines like this: tragedy then is the imitation of an action that is serious and also as having certain magnitude, complete in itself, in a language with pleasurable accessories, each kind brought separately in each part, in a dramatic, not in a narrative form, with incident accomplish a catharsis of such emotions. So this is a full definition of tragedy. And this is based on Bywater's translation. So many people have translated Aristotle's. Now, what is the etymological source of the term hamartia? Hamartia means tragic flaw. So, what is the etymological source of the term hamartia? The term hamartia was taken from archery. Okay, archery. It means off the mark. OFF, off the mark. Hamartia. What medical term does Aristotle employ for the emotional cleansing of tragedy? Once again, what medical term does Aristotle employ for the emotional cleansing of tragedy? Aristotle employs catharsis. Aristotle employs the catharsis for the emotional cleansing in tragedy. What is Aristotle's Greek term for imitation? What is Aristotle's Greek term for imitation. It is mimesis. Mimesis. Mimesis is Aristotle's term for imitation. Hope you all know this. You have heard of this mimesis. Yes. Yes, Srijit Sri, good morning. Next question. What in Aristotle's view is a function of tragedy? What is a function of tragedy? Do you know what is a function of tragedy? Hi, Jaifer Khat. Yes, purgation, that's right. Catharsis or purgation of emotion is a function of tragedy. That's right, Jaifer. Good morning, Linsha. Good morning. Okay, moving on to the next question. What, according to Aristotle, is the soul of tragedy? What is the soul of tragedy? What is the soul of tragedy? Plot is the soul of tragedy, according to Aristotle. The plot then is the first principle and, as it were, the soul of a tragedy. You can find this in Poetics, chapter 6. In chapter 6, Aristotle tells that plot is the soul of tragedy. Hope you are enjoying my classes. If there are any suggestions, please you can tell me. I'll make necessary changes. What was Aristotle's view on the role of chorus? Role of chorus. Role of chorus in tragedy. Yeah, next time I will say the correct time of live, okay? Yeah. Next question. What was Aristotle's view on the role of the chorus in tragedy? What is the role of chorus? The chorus too should be regarded as one of the actors. Chorus is also one among the actors. It should be an integral part of the whole. Statement in Aristotle's Poetics, chapter 18, which was translated by Ingram Bywater. Ingram Bywater. Ingram Bywater. Ingram Bywater. Next question. What is Aristotle's view on the unity of time? What is Aristotle's view on the unity of time? The action should confine itself to a single circuit of the sun. That's a correct statement. The action should confine itself to a single circuit of the sun. That means one day, right? Yeah. So tragedy endeavors, as far as possible, to confine itself to a single revolution of the sun, or but slightly to exceed this limit, whereas the epic action has no limits of time. This statement can be seen in chapter 5 of Poetics. Next question: what is Aristotle's view on the magnitude of the plot? You can understand because I am saying the exact statement that is written on Aristotle's Poetics. It is little difficult. Okay, next question. What is Aristotle's view on the magnitude of the plot? On the magnitude of the plot. Tragedy should have a certain magnitude. Tragedy should have a certain magnitude, that is, the plot should be neither too long nor too short. The plot should be neither too long nor too short. Telegram channel, okay, we will think about it, of course. Thank you for your suggestion. Next question: what are the Greek terms used by Aristotle to mean universal and particular? What are the Greek terms used by Aristotle to mean the word universal and the other word particular? Aristotle uses the word kathalon for universal. Katholon. Kathalon for universal, and kathekaston for particular. Kathekaston. Kathekaston for particular. Next question: what is Aristotle's term for a sudden reversal in the story of a play? The sudden reversal in the story of a play is called peripeteia. 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 Next question: what are the two types of choric songs in tragedy according to Aristotle? Two types of choric. Yeah, that's right. It is a twist in the story. That's right. Okay, next question. What are the two types of choric songs in tragedy according to Aristotle? Parode, 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 and stasimon, Stasimon. Parode and stasimon are the two types of choric songs in tragedy. I'll definitely give these questions on my community tab so that you will get all the questions and answers. Okay, next question. What is Aristotle's view on the role of... Okay, chorus in tragedy I have already discussed, right? Yeah, chorus should be regarded as one among the actors or characters that I've already said. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Okay, next question. What are the objects of imitation in tragedy according to Aristotle? What are the objects of imitation in tragedy? Plot, character, and thought are the objects of imitation in tragedy. Plot, character, and thought. Next question. What are the means of imitation in tragedy? What are the means of imitation in tragedy according to Aristotle? Means of imitation, that is melody and diction. Melody and diction are the means of imitation in the tragedy. The translated sentence is like this. And in the second melody and diction, these two being the means of their imitation. You can see this in chapter 6 of Poetics, translated by Ingram Bywater. Next question, what is a manner of imitation? What is the manner of imitation in tragedy according to Aristotle? Spectacle. Spectacle is a manner of imitation in tragedy. Next question. What, according to Aristotle, is the least important element in the tragedy? That means not at all important, least important in spectacle. Spectacle is least important in tragedy. The definition is like this. The spectacle, though an attraction, is the least artistic of all the parts and has in chapter 6 of Poetics, translated by Ingram Bywater. So when you say about the least important thing in the tragedy, the next question will be, what is the most important element of tragedy according to Aristotle? What is the... Yes, that's right, Jayalakshmi. Plot. Plot is the most important thing in tragedy. I'll say the definition. So that it is the action in it, that is its fable or plot, that is the end and purpose of tragedy. And the end is everywhere the chief thing. Besides this, a tragedy is impossible without action, but there may be one without character. This definition is also in chapter 6, okay, in Poetics. So the least important is spectacle and the most important is plot. Next question, what are the two possible interpretations of the term magnitude in the Aristotle's definition of the tragedy? Two possible interpretations of the term magnitude. What do you mean by magnitude? Two possible interpretations according to the definition of tragedy. Yes, that's right, Jayfal, length. Magnitude can mean either length or elevation. Elevation, elevation. So these are the two possible interpretations, length and elevation. Next question. Aristotle writes in his Poetics, you have to listen this statement. Every tragedy, therefore, must have 6 parts, which parts determine its quality: plot, character, diction, thought, spectacle, song. So every tragedy has these 6 elements. The epic lacks 2 of the constituent elements of the tragedy. The epic don't have the 2 elements which I have already said among the 6. So what are those 2 elements that epic lacks? The epic lacks 2 of the constituent elements of the tragedy. What are those 2 elements? Any idea? Yes, Jayalakshmi, you are absolutely right. The epic lacks spectacle and song. Very good. Okay, next question. What are the Greek words Aristotle used to describe the 6 constituent elements of tragedy? What are the Greek words Aristotle used to describe the 6 constituent elements of tragedy? Aristotle used the words. Yes, melos stands for song. That's right, Jayalakshmi. Very good. So Aristotle used the following words. You can take it down. For plot he used, I don't know how it is pronounced, but still I'll tell you the spelling. Muthos. Maybe we can call it muthos, right? Muthos for plot. And character, ethos, ethos. Character, ethos, ethos. Yeah, muthos for plot. It's not muthos for plot. Ethos, ethos for character. Dianoia for thought. Dianoia, Dianoia. Dianoia for thought. Lexis, which is very familiar. Of course, it will stand for diction. Lexis, diction. Then melos, song. melos. Melos, song. And last, spectacle, opsis. opsis. opsis for spectacle. So mythos, plot. Character, ethos. Thought, dianoia. It's not my, it is mu. Okay. Dianoia, thought. Lexis, diction. Melos, song. And opsis, spectacle. So these are the Greek words. So next question, we'll move on to the next question. How does Aristotle define a tragic hero? Thought as dianoia, dianoia. Okay, that's right. Next question, we are moving on to the next question. How does Aristotle define a tragic hero? Aristotle says that the typical tragic hero is one who falls from high state or fame. At first he is in high fame or state, and he falls from that state, not through vice or depravity, but by some great hamartia. Hamartia means tragic flow. So, because of some tragic flow, he falls from that high state or fame. So, hamartia means originally a bad shot or error, some kind of, because of some error, he falls from that high state or fame. So, there is a long statement. You can see this in chapter 13. Chapter 13 in Aristotle's Poetics. I'll read the statement. There remains then the intermediate kind of personage, a man not preeminently virtuous and just, whose misfortune, however, is brought upon him not by vice and depravity, but by some error of judgment of the number of those in the enjoyment of great reputation and prosperity. For example, Oedipus, Thyestes, and the men of not of similar families. So, this is a statement of a tragic hero. Okay, we are moving on to the next question. Yeah, that's right, Macbeth. Easy Ward translated it as tragic flow. Okay, very good, Jayalakshmi. Very good. You can add your own points to the comment box so that it will be helpful for others also. Okay, we are moving on to the next question. Poetry in general seems to have sprung from two causes. Poetry in general seems to have sprung from two causes, each of them lying deep in our nature, writes Aristotle in the 4th chapter of his Poetics. So, what according to him are the causes of the origin of poetry? What are the causes of the origin of poetry? What are the causes of origin of poetry? First one is that man's natural instinct for imitation. Man already have that instinct to imitate something that will lead to poetry. And the second, his natural instinct to take delight in imitation. He will imitate, and after that he will get that pleasure from the imitation. So these are two causes for the origin of poetry: natural instinct for imitation and natural instinct to take delight in that imitation. Okay, next question. What are the 4 species of tragedy according to Aristotle? There are 4 types of tragedy. First one, the complex tragedy. COMPLEX, complex tragedy. Next is the tragedy of suffering. The tragedy of suffering. Third one, the tragedy of characters. The tragedy of characters. And fourth one, the tragedy of spectacle. the tragedy of spectacle. So these are the 4 kinds of tragedy: the complex tragedy, the tragedy of suffering, the tragedy of characters, and the tragedy of spectacle. Yes, Jayalakshmi, what is the suggestion? You can say. I'm looking forward for your suggestions always to improve my classes. Yesterday, in my community tab, I posted a message that today I am coming live and we have a question answer session on Aristotle's Poetics. Next time, I'll do a little bit earlier so that you can prepare. Okay, definitely. Next question: what are the 3 functions of thought? What are the 3 functions of thought, the intelligent element in a tragedy, according to Aristotle? What are the 3 functions of thought, the intelligent element in a tragedy? So here you are getting 2 points. One is that the most intelligent element in a tragedy is thought. Now the second question is, what are the 3 functions of thought? What are the 3 functions of thought? The function of thought is to prove, first of all, to prove or disprove something. To prove or disprove something. Second, to arouse emotions. To arouse emotions. And third, to maximize or minimize the importance of something. To maximize or minimize the importance of something. So these are the 3 functions of thought. First, to prove or disprove something. Second, to arouse emotions. And third, to maximize or minimize the importance of something. Okay, next question. What are the 8 parts of language? What are the 8 parts of language or diction according to Aristotle? What are the 8 parts of diction? First of all, letter. Second, syllable. Third, conjunction. Fourth, article. Fifth, noun. Sixth, verb. 7, inflection or case. 8, the sentence or phrase. So these are the 8 parts of language or diction: letter, syllable, conjunction, article, noun, verb, inflection or case, the sentence or phrase. Okay, you can note down all these points. It will be helpful. It will be helpful for you in the future. So I want you to say true or false to this statement, okay? Statement is, Aristotle ranked the epic above poetry. Aristotle ranked the epic above, not poetry, tragedy, sorry. Aristotle ranked the epic above tragedy. True or false? Aristotle ranked the epic above tragedy. True or false? Aristotle gave first position to epic or tragedy. Aristotle ranked the epic above tragedy? True or false? The answer is false. Okay. Aristotle told he had the opinion that tragedy is above the epic. All the elements of an epic poem are found in tragedy, but the elements of a tragedy are not at all found in the epic poem. You can find this in chapter 5 of Poetics. Next question. What, according to Aristotle, is the ideal tragic situation? What, according to Aristotle, is the ideal tragic situation? An ideal tragic situation is on which a man, not preeminently virtuous and just, whose misfortune, however, is brought upon him not by vice and depravity, but by some error of judgment. That is a tragic situation. This also deals with the tragic hero. So that fall of tragic hero itself is the ideal tragic situation. Now comes the last question of this live session. I'm very happy that so many of you joined. Thank you very much for your time. I'll let you know, before that about the time and subject I'm going to deal with the next live. You have to prepare and come, so that we will have some nice question answer session. You can also post your own the extra information you have on the comment box or on the chat box. Okay, so it was a very nice time with you. So the last question is, what is Aristotle's view on the effect of the spectacle? What is Aristotle's view on the effect of the spectacle? What is the importance of spectacle or the effect that it brings to the tragedy? The tragic effect is quite possible without a public performance and actors, and besides, the getting up of the spectacle is more a matter for the costumer and the poet. The tragic effect is quite possible without a public performance and actors, and besides, the getting up of the spectacle is a more matter of the for the costumer than the poet. The least important thing in tragedy is spectacle, okay? Yes. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining in my live class. I'll be uploading more classes and I'll try to complete the whole syllabus. It's happy to know that you are enjoying my classes. Thank you all. Share this channel to your friends. Give me support and stay tuned with the channel. Take care, everyone.